Oi, you? Yeah, you there. Got a minute? Because what I've got for you today is hotter than a deep-fried Mars bar on a Glasgow summer's day. First up, we've got some unsettling news about Jota. BBC pundit Michael Stewart reckons our Portuguese maestro might be sidelined for months. But don't despair just yet. Celtic's transfer plans are in full swing. We're eyeing up Matthias Kvistgaarden, though Bernabei's asking price is a hefty $14 million, and there's talk of bringing in Kalidou Sidibe from Guingamp to bolster our midfield. And here's the kicker. Alexandro Bernabei, once considered surplus to requirements, is now catching the eye of La Liga's Sevilla. Thanks to a savvy sell-on clause, Celtic could be in line for a tidy sum if the transfer goes through. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest Celtic news. Stay tuned. Right, let's break this one down, mate. And brace yourself, cause this ain't the happiest tale coming out of paradise this week. Jota, our boy, the Portuguese Prince of Parkhead, looks like he's gone and picked up a proper dodgy knock against Dundee United. Now, I don't know about you, but when you see a lad hobbling off with a leg brace and crutches, you don't exactly start planning his return party for next weekend, do you? Michael Stewart, the BBC pundit who's actually kicked a ball or two, reckons it could be grim. Said it didn't look much at first, one of those weird no-contact moments. Just running across the pitch, then bam, knee buckles like a cheap camping chair in the wind at Loch Lomond. And his gut? Well, according to Stewart, it's screaming months on the sidelines, not weeks. Not he'll be back for the cup final. Nah, he's thinking long haul, like try and get fit for next season kinda long. Now here's the kicker. If Stewart's right, and I hope to everything holy in Glasgow he's not, Jota's not only missing the Glasgow derby at Ibrox this weekend, he's also looking at skipping Trophy Day against St Mirren, and worst of all, the Scottish Cup final. That's massive. A treble on the line, and one of our brightest sparks could be sat in the stands with a brace on and a face like a wet Monday. So now I've got to ask ye, if Jota is out for the final stretch, who steps up? Can Kuhn carry the load? Do we trust Palma if he's even still breathing in the squad? Or is it time for a total reshuffle on the flanks? Let me know what you'd do, mate. Would you roll the dice on someone like Yang or Kuhn? Or would you shove Maeda back out wide and hope for divine intervention? Drop your thoughts below, I want to know. Is this a crisis, or are we just built different? And listen, don't forget to like the vid, subscribe, and ring that wee bell, so you don't miss a thing. We've got more news, more banter, and more tears than a Rangers end after full time. Mon the hoops. Right, strap in, mate, because while the party might just be wrapping up after the title celebrations, Brendan Rodgers has already rolled up the sleeves and fired up the summer transfer machine at Lennoxtown. And let me tell you, it's already looking spicy. First up, remember the name Matthias Kvistgaarden? The Bronby striker we were sniffing around back in January but couldn't quite get across the line. Well, it looks like that deal might be back on the burner. But here's the thing. His price tag has been flung into orbit. Former Danish champ Francis Dicko reckons it'll take a whopping £11 million to convince Bronby to part ways. 11 million. That's a lot of coin. And with Champions League qualifiers looming, the question is, do you pay up for potential or go for a proven finisher? Now onto something a bit more towering. Kalidou Sidibe. Heard the name? You will soon. 6'6" of pure French midfield muscle currently turning heads at Guingamp. Rumor has it we've already lobbed in a 1.7 million quid bid, and the French club's president basically said, Sidibe's up for grabs. They've got a budget hole deeper than Ibrox's excuses file and need to shift a few players sharpish. So now here's the real kicker, mate. Do you splash the big money on Kvistgaarden and hope he's worth it in Europe? Or do you grab a midfield monster like Sidibe on the cheap and beef up the engine room? Rodgers can't afford to get this wrong. Not with Champions League football hanging in the balance, and a squad that's one or two injuries away from chaos. So I've got to ask you this. Is Matthias Kvistgaarden worth 11 million quid? Or should we be spreading that cash across the pitch instead of punting it all on one forward? Let me know what you'd do, because this window could define our entire season. And hey, if you're buzzing for more transfer madness, gossip straight from paradise, and a wee laugh at whatever Rangers are pretending to be this week, smash that like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell like it's full time at Ibrox. Let's go, champ. All right. Now this is one of those wee stories that sneaks up on ye like a pint on a Friday. You don't see it coming, and suddenly you're grinning like we've just scored at Ibrox. Alexandro Bernabei? Aye, that Bernabei, the one folk barely noticed leaving Celtic Park, could be about to land us a tidy wee windfall. Again. So here's the crack. He left for international in Brazil for about 4 million quid off in January, which, let's be honest, felt like daylight robbery at the time considering his Parkhead career was flatter than a Fanta left open. But now, the lad's been tearing it up in South America like he's channeling his inner Roberto Carlos, and who's come knocking? Sevilla. Proper La Liga royalty, though lately they've been more mid-table misery than Europa League kings. But they're rebuilding, and apparently Bernabei's now their guy. They've sent scouts twice, and they're ready to throw down the cash this summer. Here's where it gets juicy. Celtic were smart enough, and that doesn't happen every day with our outgoings, to include a sell-on clause in the deal. So if Sevilla flashed the checkbook, we get paid again. Could be a second payday on a player we all thought was just a South American side quest. You tell me, did we let him go too soon? Or was this just a case of him needing to get as far from Glasgow weather as possible to show what he can do? And now that the money might roll back in, are you laughing or still wondering why it never worked out here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you've ever thought, well, that was unexpected. And hit subscribe because we've got transfer gossip coming faster than a Rangers press conference after a defeat. Catch you in the next one, mate.